Welcome to my channel, Budgeting with Allie. As you might have guessed, my name is Allie. This video is going to be a bit different than anything else I'm going to post to my channel. It's more going to be an intro to myself, my goals, and whatnot regarding my finances. And I do apologize if some noise occurs. I do live with other people, so it can be kind of hard to get perfectly quiet space. So, first of all, a brief intro to me. I am currently employed full-time. That is great. I did do 6 years of university studies, 4 for my undergraduate and 2 for my master's degree. I just graduated about a year ago, and it did take me 4 to 5 months to get my job, so I felt a lot of financial insecurity at that time. And since then, I've been working to try and make myself feel more stable, as well as being able to pay off the student loan debt that I did accrue in the 6 years that I was going to university. So that's kind of me. Next, I kind of wanted to talk about what I'm looking for this channel to be. I don't care if it's popular, although I'm grateful that you're watching, but I wanted it to be an accountability thing. I wanted to post these videos so that I would know other people would know what was going on in my life, that I was being real, setting down real numbers, and then if I had to go off track, or I did go off track and I didn't really have to, I could then admit that mistake and hopefully you guys will keep me from doing that in the future. I've also found that the app I've been using, while great, can be easy to switch numbers around so that I can spend more and put less towards my debt snowball. So I am moving towards a paper-based budget, as well as a paycheck to paycheck monthly. It just seems hard. It seems easier to spend the money in the first of the month and be scrambling at the end of the month. So I'm going to try the paycheck to paycheck method, and I'm also going to try the cash envelope system, where I'm going to take out any spending money, any kind of money like that isn't tied up with bills or debt, and that's going to be in cash. I only have that much to spend. I can access, but I won't access my bank account beyond getting that spending money and whatnot. That is all my bank account is solely going to be for bills and debt. So that's kind of a bit about me and what I'm looking to do in the future, moving forward. For a video schedule, I'm hoping at the first of each month to post my budget video. It's going to be lay out the budget and split everything into 2 paychecks usually, although there are 2 months where I do have an extra paycheck, and I will include that. And then the next week will be a bi-weekly check-in, where I will talk about my numbers, what went well, what didn't, and write down basically what I spent in that 2-week period. The week after the bi-weekly check-in, so the 3rd week of the month, will be a cash envelope stuffing video. And yeah, because I'm addicted to those, I love watching them. I don't know what it is about them, I just really love them, so I want to try and incorporate that into my channel. And then after the cash stuffing, I'll do a bi-weekly check-in, and then do another cash stuffing, and then my budget video, and so on and so forth. Occasionally, I'm going to do debt updates, although because I have student loan debt, and it is quite large, I'm not going to have a whole lot to report on that front, so those will probably be very sporadic, like every 3 or 4 months maybe. I'm also going to be posting a debt confession. I'm hoping to post that next week, although with the holiday it might not happen as quickly as I wanted it to. But those are the types of videos that I'm planning to post. That being said, if I get ideas or you guys have something that you want to see, please make sure you comment and let me know, and I will certainly at least consider that idea. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to, as I do have a full-time job as well as some other commitments. So I might not be able to do that right away, or I might not know what exactly I want to do with something, but you will probably occasionally get videos that don't necessarily fit into the schedule as I've set them out here. And now we're kind of getting into why I wanted to post this beyond just being a general welcome to my channel. I'm going to be talking about finances and my debt-free journey. I wanted to share something because I do better with structure. So I decided that I was going to set down rules in concerns to my budget. I did call it a contract at first, but I felt that was a little bit too hard and unchanging, and I want these rules to change and evolve as I do. And I thought I would share them with you, again, as a way of keeping me accountable. And then I'm also, on a slightly happier note, I'm going to go over my goals for the 2019 for the 2019 year, So without further ado, my personal contract/rules. First of all, I will do my best to create a zero-based budget every month. If you're not familiar with a zero-based budget, it does mean that every dollar is to have a purpose. And I am going to be doing something different where I don't create a buffer for my bank account. Because I do have my debt snowball in my bank account, I will be using that as kind of my buffer. So basically what happens is, for example, my April snowball budget is not going to be paid until the first paycheck in May is in my account. Because once that paycheck is in my account, I know I don't have to worry anymore about having that buffer until closer to the end of the month. So then I can put the money that I set aside in April for my debt snowball, to be free to be put on. So that is my idea, and that's what I'm gonna try out and see if it works. Now, the second rule does need a little bit of explanation. I have electricity based on use, so what that means, and it's paid bi-monthly, so every 2 months I get a bill from the power company, who have sent someone out to read my electricity meter and only charge me for how much I've spent. In the winter, it does get a little bit expensive, but it balances out in the summer when it's not quite as expensive. So, because I don't know exactly what my electricity bill is going to be every 2 months, I decided to write this rule. I will put aside the maximum amount of money I have ever paid for electricity. If my bi-monthly bill is not due or less than the amount budgeted, I will follow these rules. I wrote these because, well, I'll explain once I go over them. If the remainder is under $100, all the remaining money is going to be put towards my debt. This is mainly because if it's less than 100, or if it's at the 100, that's like a pretty good amount, and I wouldn't feel comfortable taking anything away from that. That would make a good dent in my debt. And the second part is, if the remainder is above $100, I will put $10 towards a cash envelope sinking fund of my choice, and the rest will go towards my debt. And this is just so I have a little bit of wiggle room, because I do tend to justify things to myself sometimes, that, oh, I'm putting like $250 towards my debt. Why shouldn't I take $50 and put it towards this awesome sinking fund that I want, or this item that I want? So I figured this would give me a little bit of wiggle room, but not enough that it would derail me for paying off my debt as quickly as I possibly can. Moving on, for cash envelopes that are not sinking funds, so for example, my grocery, my bus, pass, etc. Any bills not spent will remain in the envelope until the money exceeds $100 of the monthly budget. So what I mean by that is the money that's left over that I haven't spent is not going to be rollover money, in that I would, for instance, if I didn't spend $20 on my grocery budget for this paycheck, I wouldn't take $40 from my next paycheck, slap the $20 with that, and say that's my $60 for the second paycheck. I instead would let that extra money grow until it hit that $100, and then those bills will go towards my debt again, just because it's an extra way to put aside some money towards my debt. But notice how I said bills. What I thought I would do is any coins will be placed in, when I wrote these it was a jar, now it's envelopes, because I had some extra paper from making my cash envelopes, so I figured why not make pouches for coins, and then I can separate them into the different, I want to say denominations, but that's not it, the different types of coins, yeah, we'll go with that, so that it'll be easier to kind of count and keep track of. In December, those coins will be split in half, one half going towards a sinking fund of my choice, second half will be put towards my debt. That being said, if, for example, the coins don't exceed that $100 limit that I've been setting on everything else, I'd likely just put it all towards debt, but I do want to have that wiggle room. And again, these are all flexible. It depends on how everything shakes out in the next few months, and as I move on in my debt-free journey, these might change, and that's why I wanted to call them rules. And this is just the final, I didn't quite get up there in time, but the final rule here is I'm only going to keep, for sinking funds, I'm only keeping $250 in cash on hand. Anything else is going to go into a specific savings account that I have, where I can transfer money, or not transfer, but I can transfer my money between accounts without getting penalties. But if I transfer that, if I use, for example, a card, or try and transfer it to someone else directly out of that account, it's going to ding me big time, and it's just the best way to keep my savings so I can't access them as easily. So any sinking funds over $250 that I just don't feel comfortable keeping in my safe is going to go in that account, and I'm going to keep a detailed record of how much is for each sinking fund, just because it is only one account, so that way I can know what is supposed to go towards which sinking fund, and it doesn't just become a big jumbled mess. So those are kind of my rules. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, or comments. I am very open to feedback and hearing what you guys have to think. That being said, please do be polite. I have a tough skin, but still, let's keep things nice. So moving on to a happier note, my 2019 financial goals. So I am hoping to pay $4,000 of my student loan debt, not including interest. And you'll hear more about my debt in my debt confession video, but slight sneak peek, I am probably about a little bit more over halfway towards the $4,000 already, even without the interest. So I'm hoping that I can post a video, maybe not in the very near future, but in the next couple months, saying, guys, I met that goal that I set. Let's make that higher. But I set it at that point, at the $4,000, because I hadn't looked at how much I had already paid this year, and I wanted to set it as something achievable, that I felt was very achievable, so that I could for sure hit that goal. So yeah, that's the first goal. My second goal, is to save an additional $1,000 in my emergency fund. I do have Dave Ramsey's recommended $1,000 in an emergency fund. However, I don't feel secure with just the $1,000. So I really, especially where I'm still, I won't say I'm still feeling the effects, but like I still remember a time when I was unemployed for that 4 or 5 months, and I did not like seeing my money slowly dwindling. So I'd like to put an additional $1,000 in savings, and then I might stop, or I might just keep going. We'll see how I feel. But I just need something more to kind of cushion me, make me feel a bit better. The next two are more, they're not so much focused on debt or savings, which seems, they're more focused on stuff that I know I'm going to spend money on. So I want to set that up early so I don't have to, one, use my income tax refund, and two, I can save little by little so I'm not taking as much money away from my debt snowball in one go. So I do want to pay cash for both my season tickets and my playoff tickets. We do have a hockey team, not NHL level, but they do offer season tickets, and as a season ticket holder you do get first right of refusal for your seats for playoffs, and I always enjoy it. It's always a good time. It's something fun that I like to do, and it's the one kind of splurge that I allow myself a year. So I know that this year it's a bit too late to play for both of these in cash because the playoff tickets have already been sold, and we're into like the third round now, I believe. And season tickets will be coming soon, and I do have that money set aside already from my income tax refund. So this would be for, in the case of the season tickets, for the year after next, and the playoff tickets would be for next year. And again, I know they're not guaranteed to make it to playoffs, but at least if I have that money, it's there. And if I don't end up using it next year, then it can be for the year after. And I can just keep saving that, and then I don't have to worry about saving for that later on. So I think I've rambled enough. This video is getting quite long, so I'll let you go. Just please, if you'd like to see more, or if you have any questions or would like to share about your debt-free journey, please do so in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my debt confession video. Bye!